Salim Mvurya, Kenya's mining minister, announced that sufficient deposits of valuable minerals coltan have been found in 6 different counties for the first time. Such revelations aren't new. In 2012, the government of Kenya broke the news of oil discovery in Turkana County, as well as the discovery of copper reserves in 2018. The news promised the boom in the economic and labor sectors, as well as better conditions for residents living in the areas, but neither delivered. Just like Kenya, where the discovery is not likely to benefit Kenyans and would lead to land grabbing, is the same scenario that happened in Congo years back, something that has led to displacement and exploitation of counties who should be benefiting from the richness that comes with cobalt. Congo is the owner of largest mineral reserves in the world. Among the minerals is the most sought after mineral cobalt. However, Congo does not have capacity to defend herself from vulture capitalists. Now, cobalt is the mineral that is used in every single chargeable device that you know. Devices such as phones, laptops, tablets, torches, and any other that you know have cobalt. Big companies in the world that uses cobalt as raw materials will do anything possible to acquire the raw materials cheaply and in return make the largest profits. This is exactly what is happening today in Congo. Citizens here are displaced, killed, and even trafficked. Companies using cobalt as raw material is finding a militia group called M23 to do the above by arming and sponsoring them to cause havoc in Congo. I'm sure you are asking yourself, where is the government of Congo when all this is happening? Of course, the government army retaliates and this causes war. Now, this makes people flee for safety, hence leaving behind their land that has cobalt, and this how the companies benefit. But who are the perpetrators causing havoc in the African country Congo? At number 4 is tech companies such as Samsung, iPhone, X, Tesla, Boeing, among others. Number 3, China. China already has its own cobalt reserve. However, they want to dominate the industry, hence they invest heavily in cobalt mining reserves in Congo. At number 2, USA. The defense of the superpower country is also acquiring land that has cobalt in Congo in the name of protecting and defending Congolese. Number 1 is a company known as Glencore. This company is the biggest and largest cobalt mining company in the world. In fact, the USA finds the company so competitive that they try all their best to eliminate it. Congo should be the wealthiest nation in the world, but to our shock, she is among the poorest countries in the world. So far, 6 million people have been killed and 7 million have been displaced to pave way for smuggling and stealing of cobalt.
Kenya has officially confirmed the discovery of its first deposits of coltan, a rare and valuable mineral that is used to manufacture electric car batteries, mobile phones, and other electronic devices. The mineral has been found in 6 counties across the country, with Embu County in eastern Kenya being the most prominent. The mining minister, Salim Mvurya, said that the discovery was a major boost for the country's mining sector, which contributed 120.3 billion Kenyan shillings equivalent to $735 million to the economy in 2022. He said that the government would conduct further assessments to determine the economic value and potential of the mineral reserves. Coltan, which is short for columbite tantalite, is often refined into metallic tantalum, a heat-resistant powder that is used to produce capacitors, which are then used to manufacture electronic devices. The global demand for coltan has been growing fast, especially with the rise of electric vehicles and renewable energy sources. However, the mining of coltan has also been linked to human rights violations and environmental degradation in some parts of the world, especially in the Democratic Republic of Congo (DRC), which holds more than 70% of the world's coltan reserves. The mineral has been a source of conflict and violence in the eastern region of the country, where rival militias and armed groups have fought for control of the mines. Kenya's discovery of coltan could offer an alternative and more ethical source of the mineral, as well as create more jobs and opportunities for the local communities. The residents of Embu County have been advised to hold onto their land and not sell it to speculators, as the mineral could bring significant benefits to the area. The mining minister said that Kenya was committed to developing its mining industry in a sustainable and responsible manner, and that the government would ensure that the coltan extraction and processing would adhere to the highest standards of environmental and social safeguards. He also said that Kenya would seek to collaborate with other regional and international partners to promote the development and trade of coltan and other minerals.
So coltan deposits have been found in my home country of Kenya, and this news makes me very, very nervous for the people who this will affect. Unlike the DRC, the mining industry in Kenya is kind of small, doesn't account for much of the overall GDP of the country. And so this is a game changer. This is very big depending on how large the mineral deposits are and how valuable they end up being. And you see, if this news was coming out of a place like Australia or somewhere in the West, it would be met with jubilation by the local people, right? Because they would know that they'd get probably high-paying jobs, definitely, maybe new roads, maybe even a new school. The mining exploration of that area would bring a higher standard of living for the people there. But when it comes to Africa, that's never the case. Mining explorations always seem to bring about a lot of suffering, including dispossession of land, high rates of pollution in the air, in the water. And so this is something to keep an eye on. The current government does not have a good track record of taking care of its people. It has been known to cozy up to the West a bit too closely. So keep an eye on Kenya. Yeah.
Yep, this is true. Kenya just discovered coltan, and they are saying that there's plenty of it, and it's the same coltan that DRC has, 70% of the reserve of the world. And you know what's happening in DRC. So as Africans, it's sad that when we discover natural resources or when we have something great that happens to us, we have to be scared or stress out about the enemy. We have to worry about, oh my God, who's gonna come for it, instead of be happy for ourselves for what just happened. So yeah, I just pray that Kenyans benefit from this coltan that has been discovered, because this is their resource.
Dr. Rachel Stewart here, and I'm camping, but I've been thinking about this all day. Have anyone else noticed how ever since huge deposits of coltan have been found in Kenya, we're seeing lots of riots in Kenya? Seems a bit of a coincidence, doesn't it, when the mineral that basically runs the world is found in every single laptop, computer, games console, mobile phone, that the element that's in that is found in Kenya, and all of a sudden Kenya is going through all this aggravation. And if you doubt how potentially problematic this material is, it's at the basis of the Congo, the current Congo genocide. Obviously, sort of Congo's always experiencing genocide because it's so mineral rich. But has anyone else made that connection yet between kickoff in Kenya and coltan? Worth thinking about. Anyway, I'm camping in my daughter's van. It's raining. My name is Dr. Rachel Stewart. I'm a critical criminologist. Follow me.
This is for entertainment purposes only. So whenever people are asking me why Nane Nane, I like to remind them that in Embu, they were mining coltan, and they lied to the people of Embu that it was Kogoto. Guys, this is how much our government hates us. This is how greedy they are. In a world that is collapsing and everyone is moving to Africa, they're selling Africa for peanuts and trying to buy things in Australia, in Dubai, in Europe, when all the ballers, all the billionaires are coming to hide in Kenya. Instead of taking advantage of having one of the most educated populations in the entire world to transform this nation and leave a legacy and even be bigger ballers, they're here stealing.
What could possibly go wrong? A couple of weeks after Kenya discovers huge deposits of coltan, you know, the stuff that you find in your computers and your laptops and your game consoles, America announces that they are Kenya's new best friends. What could possibly go wrong? My name is Dr. Rachel Stewart. I'm a critical criminologist. Let's talk about it, shall we? So coltan is the stuff that you find in everyone's computers and their game consoles. It's also the reason for the current genocide in Congo. Not all the other ones in the past, because they were about rubber and all the other things that Belgium and whoever was exploiting from the Congo. But coltan is directly responsible for the human rights atrocities that are going on in Congo. How is this going to pan out for the Kenyans? It's not going to end well. It's absolutely not going to end well. Round about the time America starts budding up with you, telling everyone how it's helped you protect you from extremists, you know it's game over. So people, let's do our part. Let's start recycling our computers, recycling our phones, recycling our game consoles. Don't contribute to the issue. My name is Dr. Rachel Stewart. I'm a critical criminologist. Find me.
Right, welcome back again to the African Streamline. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for always coming, for sending me super thanks, for sharing my videos. I really appreciate. God bless you so much in everything that you're doing. Now, Kenya is likely to find itself in a very big trouble if it's not going to be very careful. And this one makes me keep on losing hope in the leaders that we have, because they seems like they are not ready to change. They seems like changing to them is going to be very difficult, and they are not ready to serve their country or work things out in accordance to what the people in their country want. For example, we are talking about coltan that has just been found in Kenya. And according to what people know, according to how many of you or what many people know, and things like this, you know, the media cannot be able to actually talk about it. The media cannot even be able to report this one. Yeah, they would only report things that they want people to know, but the things they do not want people to know, they will not report that. And that is why we are saying we can never trust the mainstream media. We are having now YouTube channels and many other channels out here, many other platforms that are telling the truth. And now that is why you find out that many people are running onto these platforms to try and find many truth about many things that are hidden by the mainstream media. Now, something is going to shock you right here, right now. It started late last year, and this year it is when now people began having rumors of coltan being found in Kenya. And right now, as we are talking, this is the time that now they have placed it clear that coltan has been found in Kenya worth $7 trillion, which means Kenya is likely to be a very rich country if it's going to use that coltan in a very good way, or those minerals in a very good way. Now, let me shock you. As you all know, is that coltan has been found, or it has been discovered in Kenya recently. To your shock, coltan was discovered in Kenya almost 7 years ago. And all this time, from 7 years ago to date, the mining of coltan has been going on in this country for the last 7 years. That is the truth that you do not know. The mining of coltan has been going on in this Kenyan country for the last 7 years. But to shock you, the people who are living around these mining areas, the residents, the neighbors who are living around these mining areas where coltan is being, mining of coltan is going on, they were told that whatever was being mined in that areas was not coltan. It was concrete, kokoto, famously known as kokoto in Africa. But the concrete, these stones that are normally used to build houses, yeah, these stones that are used to build foundation of the house, and then other things follow. These concrete, that is what they were told. And they believed it is Coltan. It is that those concrete, because there are people who don't know, and they are people who cannot be able to determine between a mineral and a stone. Yeah, they cannot be able to differentiate. So they fell into that trap because they were told what was being mined there was not Coltan. It wasn't mineral. It was stones. Okay, those concrete. And for the last 7 years, that is what they've believed. Today is when now the reports are coming that they've done some tests, and they've realized what is being mined there is Coltan. It is not that they did not know; they knew, but they did to blindfold, people who are living around, so that people may not be able to understand what was being mined there for all these years was a mineral, and it wasn't just mere stones. Now the question remains: where has this gold, or where has this mineral Coltan been going on all this time that mining of it has been going on in these areas? That is the question that we should be asking ourselves right now. This mineral has been, the mining of this mineral has been going on in this area for the last 7 years, 6 to 7 years. But nobody has ever come out and given an announcement, or nobody has ever come out and said that there's a certain mineral that has been discovered in Kenya, so that every other person in the country would know. The mining has been going on silently, and the people who were living around these areas, they had been told whatever was being mined in these areas was not Coltan. It was mere stones. The stones that look like Coltan. That is what they were told. Okay? Now, the West has an interest here, and we must talk about it. Immediately, Kenya announced that Coltan has been found in Kenya. The UN announced to build its headquarters in Kenya. And the question remains, what is the essence of the UN building its headquarters in Kenya, yet there is no any African country that is ever, or that has ever been included in the United Nations talks or meetings, despite Africa having the most being the most populated continent in the world. Being the most populated continent in the world, there is no any single representative from Africa that represents Africa in the UN meetings, that represent Africa in the UN seats, or in the UN discussions. But when they go there and they are trying to maybe discuss some issues and some things, they also discuss about issues and matters concerning Africa. And the question remains, why would they discuss issues and matters concerning Africa, yet there is no any single representative of Africa that is attending the UN meetings? That is what we call colonization. We are still colonized, and we do not know that we are colonized. Now, that one apart, that one aside, I was just trying to shed some light in you, so that me and you can, both of us, ask ourselves this same question that I'm also asking myself. What is the essence? Why is it that the UN is building its headquarters in Kenya suddenly, now that there is a discovery of a Coltan in Kenya that can be mined for the next 20 years? Coltan that costs over $7 trillion. We're talking about $7 trillion. It can cost over $7 trillion, and it can be mined for the next 20 years. Why sudden interests of you building headquarters or having your roots, having your residence in an African country, a country where, when you're going to discuss even your matters, whereby even there is no any African country who is representing the African continent in the UN meetings? and in the UN discussions. America is already building interests of coming to Kenya and of having some conversations with Kenya about the minerals that are found in Kenya. This is what they do. This is what they have always done. Because the biggest question is, this coltan has been mined for some time and nobody knows where this coltan has been going on. People in these areas, they have been told that what was being mined there wasn't coltan. It was stones, the mere stones. And right now people discover it was coltan that was being mined there. So for the last 6-7 years, the coltan that has been mined in this place, where has it been going to? That's the biggest question we should be asking ourselves. If Kenya is very careful and if Kenya wants to be okay, Kenya needs to use this coltan to build itself. It can build itself. And this is where now we need to approach people like Capt.Ibrahim Traore. We need to approach people like the Malian president and the Nigerian president and ask them, how can we use these minerals for us to be able to build up our own countries? This is the time to lower our pride and approach these people and ask them, what can we do? What are we supposed to be doing for us to be able to make sure we are using these minerals that we have just discovered in our country to build our country? A country like Burkina Faso has used a very short time to build itself using just the gold that is found in that country. It hasn't taken them even 5 years. It is less than 5 years, and the country looks like it has taken over 20 years to be built to where it was. This country of Burkina Faso has been poor. It has been ranked amongst the poorest countries in Africa. It was third poorest countries in Africa. If you go and search right now, you'll find out that this country has come on top. It is moving at a very high speed. It is no longer where it used to be that time. And it is because of some little measures and some little steps that Capt.Ibrahim Traore decided to take for him to be able to make sure that this country grows to how it is right now, or to where it was supposed to be and to where it is today as we are talking. The question remains, can we use these minerals to build our country? If it's the acts of puppetrism, we've been puppets for quite some time. Can we say no to these serving the masters? Can we say no to these following what we are being told by the West and all that? Because this manipulation keeps on going. Right now, Europe countries are all eyes to an African, to Kenya. All eyes to Kenya because of this because it is the recent mineral to be discovered in Africa right now. These minerals are very significant because they are used in very important things. They are used in making computers, making telephones, computer games, and like these electrical gadgets, many of them, this coltan is used to make them. Considering the technology that we have today and a world that we're living in today, this coltan can be very useful in any country. It can be very useful in fast-growing or first-world countries in the continent, in the world, okay? And therefore, these whole countries are building interests in Africa. They're building interests in Kenya right now because coltan has been discovered in Kenya, and they feel like we need to start getting our hands onto these minerals that has just been discovered in Kenya. And therefore, they're going to do everything possible to make sure that it is going to be easy for them, or to make sure that they're now getting their hands, or they're now starting having their portion of these minerals day in, day out. Look at many countries. Many countries have had interests in Kenya. Many Europe countries have recently been having interests in Kenya, and the question remains, why have they been having interests in Kenya? In Kenya, we've had chaos all over, wars all over. Just after the mineral coltan has been discovered in Kenya, we've had the chaos all around Kenya, people demonstrating, people fighting and all that, fighting the government, wars, people being killed, people being abducted and all that. And before it just stopped, a country like the United States of America was about to come in and say, now that we've seen you people are having some problems in your country, and we feel like there is a problem somewhere, we think we can help you, so we want to come in and help you. Okay? And then when we say, yes, you can come in and help us, what do? They say, now, we've realized that you guys have discovered some coltan in areas in Kenya, so we want you to allow us get hold of 3/4 of the minerals you're having in your country. Then in return, we shall give you security, and we shall make sure that your country lives peacefully. Bullshit. That is what they say every day. That is what they want to do. That is what happened to Congo. When war was going on in Congo, people were fighting, and many people were dying every other time. The government was about to be taken out by the rebels, and many people really wanted to make sure that this government does not exist. The government is fighting the rebels are fighting the government. These are were just wars that had been funded by the Europe countries, by the West. And at the end of it all, we saw America coming in and saying and promising security, promising protection of the government and protection of the people. And they said, but you must give us something in return, because they knew in the country of Congo, there is a lot of minerals that are found in the country of Congo. So they came with the intentions of, we are going to give them security. They're going to give us something in return. And of course, minerals. And the president of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, decided, I will give 3/4 of my of my country's wealth, minerals, to the United States of America. In return, I will be granted security. When those minerals finally come to an end, or when they are tired with you, or when they suck you enough, they will leave you that way, and you will have nobody to cry for. You won't cry for nobody. Like, you will not cry to anybody. Nobody will help you. Nobody will come in and try to save you. No one will be there to save you. So this is what has always been happening. If Kenya is very careful, and if Kenya wants to live better, if Kenya feels like it needs to build itself, this is the right time for them to build itself. This is the right time for them to stand up and say, now we want to build our country, because God has revealed to you something. God has given you a way to go. Follow the ways of Capt.Ibrahim Traore, follow his roots, and you're going to actually you're going to manage saving yourself from the maybe predicaments and from the problems we've been going through all this time. It is you to take time. It is you to decide. It is you to wake. Nobody's going to decide for you. You just need to wake up, think, and do what is right. That is the only thing you need to do. Because we've seen things happening, and I know in one way or the other, either the West is already part of this, either the West is already doing this, either the West is already taking the coltan that is mined in Kenya, or it is planning to take it out. Either it has already taken it out, or it's planning to take it out. Look at a country like China. China recently is working with Kenya so much, and you may not know maybe what is the reason. The reason can be the presence of coltan. The reason can be the presence of these minerals that are found in Kenya. That can be the reason. But many countries of the Europe also, they are trying to come in. Why are they coming in? Why do they suddenly have interest? Why do we suddenly have these problems in Kenya, these chaos, these wars in Kenya? It is because of things like these ones. And if we're not going to be very careful, then it is going to be very difficult for us to be able actually to manage helping ourselves. We can only help ourselves if we are serious. We can only help ourselves if we are ready to help ourselves. It is us to decide. Take time, sit down, think about it. Before you finally say, now a Western country can come in and do whatever the things they want to do, think about it. Think about it, think about it, think about it. Because trust you me, after using you, they will dump you. They've done it to many countries. Nigeria was dumped recently, Even Kenya can be dumped anytime if you join your hands again and let these, what God has blessed you with, go out with them. You're going to try to save yourself, you won't save yourself, and that will be the end of you. Yeah? So, this Coltan, this mineral that have been found, has been discovered in Kenya. Kenya needs to use it with a lot of wisdom. Kenya needs, as a government, needs to think about it before they do anything stupid. Already people have been lied to that it was mere stones that were being mined, but it was minerals. Yeah? People have already been lied to. And people, therefore, are looking at this country and they're looking at this government. Yeah? That is what always West does. And that is what they are planning to do, whether you like it or not. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'll do my best to make sure I read the comments and give a response where possible. I am Atamba Heti. This is African Streamline. For the returning subscribers, I really appreciate it and I salute you. If it's your first time to be here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll really appreciate. Share this video to many people as possible. Press the notification bell, be the first person to get every news as it really comes in. I tell you, every day Africa is home, and anything that concerns Africa concerns me and you as black people. God bless.